Hello everyone, and welcome to our 7th weekly segment. We're going to start off with a look at the war in Ukraine. I'd like to start with a quick look at Putin's recent schedule. In the past 2 days, Putin has had 3 phone calls with the leaders of Islamic countries. In this case, we're talking about Turkey, Qatar, and Azerbaijan. I don't have anything particular to say about this, I just thought it was interesting and maybe worth noting. Second, there was a meeting of the Security Council of the Russian Federation. It's the first Security Council meeting that Putin has attended in person, not digitally, since February of 2022. Now, Putin has been very limited in his contacts since the start of the pandemic. Most of his communication has been done digitally or on the phone. People who came to see him were expected to quarantine before actually meeting him. So while this isn't exactly groundbreaking, it does represent a break from the status quo. We should also note this is only the permanent members of the Security Council. Temporary members like Sobyanin, who's the mayor of Moscow, and the representatives of the different districts who have non-permanent seats on the council are out, so are figures like Gerasimov and Zolotov. So who was there? For that, we're looking at the security people, Nikolai Patrushev, Alexander Bornikov, Sergei Narushkin. We're also looking at some less important government functionaries, state functionaries, Vyacheslav Volodin, Dmitry Medvedev, Sergei Lavrov, as well as the ministers of the Interior, Defense, and Emergency Situations. The stated point of the meeting was to discuss civil defense, and they stressed that this was not to do with the war. Now, the mayor of Moscow has also said that they are not going to have New Year's fireworks this year, and this is a big deal, because New Year's is still very important in Russia. This is because when the Soviet Union took over, which was anti-Christian and anti-religious in general, it attempted to replace Christmas celebrations, that's in January for the Orthodox Christianity, with New Year's celebrations. Russia has also announced the building of fortifications in the Crimean Peninsula, and their economy, stats have come in, shrank by 4% and is now officially in a recession. As far as the war itself, let's start with the smaller news and work our way up. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry claims today to have repelled Russian attacks along the entire front in the Donbass. There has also been another huge Russian missile attack on Ukrainian infrastructure. Looks like right now 96 missiles were used. The Ukrainians claim to have shot down 77 of them before they hit their targets. Now, we don't know how many missiles Russia had at the start of the war, but that is not a sustainable rate, and it isn't a good sign for their infrastructure war either. And now the big news, which we've been talking about for a little while, and it is done. Kherson is confirmed to have fallen and is now in the hands of Ukraine. We're not going to get into it here, but I do want to talk soon about how the fall of Kherson has impacted the Russian elites. Now that's where we're going to end this weekly segment. It's been a short one this time, but I promise a longer one next time. I'd also like to point everyone in the direction of my new website. I've been putting some writing up there. It's a lot faster than making a full episode. It's also a lot faster and can be done on the go, so we can get more timely commentary on things and more discussion without impacting the rate at which these videos come out. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, there will be a link to it in the description. If you are listening to it on Instagram, there will be a link in the bio section. Up there now, we have a look at the missile that landed in Poland a few days ago. We didn't talk about that much there. There are some outdated thoughts on the website, which I still think are interesting. There's also a commentary on a video by the popular YouTube channel Caspian Report, which is talking about the Russian elites, as well as a short addendum to my video about the revolution in Iran. This has been our 7th weekly segment, and thank you for listening.